The power of simplicity, a complex subject or a simple one? Find out in this book review. Hi, I'm JC Sum. I'm a hybrid marketer, author, and content creator. In this video, we're going to discuss the book The Power of Simplicity, a management guide to cutting through the nonsense and doing things right. It's written by Jack Trout with Steve Rifkin. If you follow my work, you know that I'm a fan of Jack Trout. He wrote the book Positioning with L. Rice, and positioning is the cornerstone business strategy for my own marketing. This book, The Power of Simplicity, was written in 1999, so it's not a new book, but everything that's written is applicable today for big organizations as well as small businesses. This was written for corporate leaders, business managers, entrepreneurs, and even if you are a professional. The great thing about Jack Trout's book is that he writes in very simple language, so it's very easy to understand, and he communicates big picture ideas. So if you're a fan of strategy, big picture thinking, applying to business, then you definitely like his readings. And this, The Power of Simplicity, is no different. As you might have guessed, it is really about being simple and cutting things down simply. He identifies three areas in business organizations, from management, leadership, and people issues, as he calls it, and how all these areas can be simplified to make business more effective. And there's some truth to that, isn't there? If you work in a corporate office or you just deal with any big organization, especially traditional ones, they sometimes make things just so complicated, from the processes to workflow to dealing with people and the communication. If you've ever attended a presentation, lots of bombastic words, flowery language, and it seems to talk so much about a simple concept which can be described in just one sentence. I'm a big fan of keeping things simple. If the idea cannot be described in one sentence, it's not good enough. Often you might hear the term elevator pitch, and that is you need to be able to describe a concept in a minute or two, basically as long as it takes to ride an elevator. And it's used to describe how people pitch for movies. They have an elevator ride to outline the concept of the movie in order to get a possible green light. So that's the idea of simplicity, and whether it's business processes, business ideas, leadership, management ideas, or marketing, which of course is my field, you want to keep things simple. Simple does not mean it's not powerful. In fact, the simplest ideas are the most powerful because people understand it. Marketing in business and in a lot of things is about communication. If we talk about marketing specifically, if my job is to market, which is to communicate a message to you about a brand, isn't the simplest message going to be the most effective to you? Definitely. If I can communicate a message in 3 or 4 words, it definitely will be more effective than trying to communicate it in a one-page email, right? So that is the power of simplicity. And Jack Trout talks a lot about different ways that you can simplify. He makes a jab at consultants for some reason. Now, he was a consultant, I'm a consultant, but he does talk about how consultants makes things more complicated than they are. And I think it depends which consultant you work with. Obviously, some processes may be more complex, and I can imagine if you bring in a big consultancy with a team, they do need work for all the team members, so I guess it can be quite complex. I mean, their decks or their final reports can be just so thick. Whereas actually, if you can communicate everything in a single slide, I think that'll be even more effective for management. The Power of Simplicity is a business book, so everything was written for business in mind. And here's some chapters that he highlights on the back cover. Chapter 2, Trust Your Common Sense, it will tell you what to do. That's not always true because not everyone has common sense. Chapter 3, this I agree with, big ideas almost always comes in small words. I talked about that earlier. Chapter 7, also something I resonate with, if you're not different, you better have a low price. I'm a proponent for having a differentiated value. That's how you get a good position. It's true, if not, you need a low price, but low pricing is not a good marketing strategy. Let's see, we have one more. Goals are like dreams, wake up and face reality. That doesn't really do much for me. But this last chapter, the best revenge over critics is being correct. Well, it's true, but I guess if you're in business, really the best is to make money, and that will silence everyone. But this is The Power of Simplicity. I do highly recommend it. Easy read. It helps you realign, I think, your thought process for your own business and how you may lead a team. Often we're so bogged down with day-to-day, there's workflow, there are systems in place. We often forget the reason why you're doing certain things. And I always like to refocus myself and realign my team as well, to always come back to what's the simple message we are trying to put forth, or what are we trying to do. And that is the power of simplicity. I hope you enjoyed this book review. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up and share it. Also leave a comment. Let me know if you've read this particular book, what your thoughts on it, and if you have a book you'd like to recommend me to review, please let me know as well. Thanks for watching. Talk to you soon.